My final life forms, welcome. Wanted to do a project breakdown for Tube Tech and Excavator. Got my instrument one here by Artifon and using OBS. So without further ado, let's rock and roll. So check it out. I'm going to close this out. First thing I have to do, and I already did this, but I'm going to do it again just to show you. So you have to open the Artifon app. And right now it's acting crazy. But then you would have to make your preset and choose however you want this to be set up. You have to do that before you open Ableton. But I already did that. And then once you set it up, you X out of it. And trust me, it took me far too long to figure that out. But here's the track. Here is Tube Tech. This is actually the project that was used as a performance project, and I recorded the performance inside the project while I was recording it with my Osmo Action 3, and that way I could have the high quality audio and an actual new interpretation of the performance that was different from the actual performance that was recorded for Apple Valley, the EP. But let's just break it down. Why is it called Tube Tech? Because it all started from a sample of a big PVC pipe that I had access to. Long story short, I had to move this big long PVC pipe that was catching some water that was coming off of somebody's out of somebody's gutters, and I had to move it. And when I moved it and I set it down, it was like a drrr type sound. I mean, I don't know. For me, it was very engaging and inspiring. I was like, oh my god! And I had my Zoom H4n with me, so I ran and got it and took a sample of that, and I sat on it for like a year and a half, and like I kind of messed around with it here or there, didn't do much with it, but then eventually I dug it out, and it turned into this track. And there's more to the name Tube Tech than just that. But okay, where's the actual where's that sample? Okay, well, let's find it. We've got the granulator. You know, I'm using granulator 2 a lot. And so, here's the sample. And so, if I come in here and I click on this, let's listen to this just by itself. That's a recording of me playing the sample that I dragged into granulator. Okay, where is it again? Oh, here's actually more closer to what it was. This is actually closer to what it actually started out as. Not that, but this. I mean, if you can kind of tell, it's like if you slowed down that brrr sound from the tube and did all the kinds of crazy granulator stuff to it. I mean, look, the clip, and then look, grain size, dragged it all the way down. Grain size up, flux all the way down. It gives you and stretched it out. You know, it gives you those crazy stretched out sounds. Okay, there's one. Here, let's unsolo that. Here's another one. Same, it's one sample. And you know, that kind of reminds me of the first time I saw Suds play. It was at Cosmic Gardens, and you know, his music is, I love his music. I can't say enough good things about it. It's extremely inspiring, but I like the way how snivelly it is sometimes, like a sniveling rat that's crawling around in the dregs and underbelly of society. I don't know. I mean, it sounds terrible, but it's cool. And it just at the time, it just like was this like silly sniveling sound, and it just, you know, I would like to have my own version of that. And so when I heard this, I'm like, that's like kind of this like, it's like kind of like a laughing type thing that I thought was cool. And then, okay, what else? What else? Is this it? Is this another version of the same thing? No. Okay, what about this? No. Okay. And also, look, here it is again. That's it, right there. It's one sample from a big PVC pipe. Oh, that's the thing in the beginning. That's if I click on this, if I hit this, you know, where is it? Unsold. There's that sound in the beginning. That's the tube. It's just lowered. And then again, Tube Tech. Look, Corpus. Tube setting. Drag the tune all the way down so I get into these resonant pockets. And I'm telling you, that, you know, Tube Tech. And no, it does not have to do with that vocal thing. I don't even know what it is. I know that there's a device called Tube Tech. I think it's some other... I'm not even familiar with it, but I know there's some device that I later found out called Tube Tech. And then, you know, let's close this up. And I just wanted to take you through it too, you know. We've got, you know, if I start here, we've got this sound. That's a tube. All that sample was used to make like so many different things that I used as melodic and bass and textural instruments through the Granulator 2 Max device over and over again. I mean, look, Granulator 2, you know, right here, Granulator 2. And I used it over and over again to and in different ways. And then just the samples, just the audio themselves. Look, PVC samples. It all started from that big PVC tube. Okay, but then, as we get deeper into the track... Now this is operator. Not that. Where is it? Right here. My operator. Right here. So I've been, you know, getting into operator more and more because, I mean, I know how powerful it is, but the more I learn from people who are ahead of me and the people who I admire, the more I realize they're using operator to get all the sounds that I know that I love. Like, oh my God, what is that sound? Oh, it's operator with a whole bunch of cool shit after it. You know, of course, Corpus, tube, resonant pocket. You know? It's like all kinds of like interesting little harmonics and feedback, almost like something you would get from an electric guitar out of an old point-to-point wired amp. You know, like really natural circuitry, you know, happy accident type harmonics, you know? I mean, just beautiful harmonics. I'm really happy with that sound. I should use that again and take it a little further. And so we got Corpus, we've got saturator, auto filter, and a compressor for the sidechain comp. And I'm using the Mr. Bill click, you know, for the sidechain comp, you know. So it's a little click for every time the snare and the kick hits. Okay, let's keep going through it. And okay, here's operator again. Another good operator sound. I mean, very resonant, very resonant. Okay. Oh, this sound. Okay, this I really wanted to use Ableton's wavetable, and I finally found a reason to use it. You know, there's something about that sound. You know, there's something about that sound that is very like, it makes you just want to like jump up and down, and makes you feel like you're in a big, you know, arena type bass music show, getting ready to lose it to a big drop. You know what I mean? Oh man, that sample is so old. You know, I took that sample. I had a song. I had a track called "Yo, this shit is dank." I mean, some of my oldest followers probably remember me playing "Yo, this shit is dank," and I mean, I used to love playing that, but it kind of just fell off, and I kind of just moved in a different direction. But I kept that sample. I was like, man, I want to use that sample again because I needed some kind of like lower sample. That's me saying, "Yo, this shit is dank." All right, now let's talk about the main synth. Let's talk about the main synth. Here it is, right there and right there. We got high and lows, right? Okay, where's a good spot? I think like right around here is probably a good spot, just because I've got some automation that I'm not performing because I can only do so much. But this pocket here I really like. You know, I have the, let's see, where are we at here? Let me show you this. You know, it's not that. It's Serum, right? But I have, you know, I'm a big fan of the BPM off, you know? Because I like it, I like that natural sound that you get from the BPM off. It almost sounds like some kind of owl hooting or a frog croaking or a alligator bellowing. And there's a more organic, natural sound that it has that I like. And I've heard artists really get a lot out of it that I gravitate towards, and it was very inspiring to me. And so as much as I can, I turn that BPM off, that BPM sync off, so I can really get some organic sounding LFO patterns. I mean, it's going to change to a different thing once I start messing with the... You know, there's something about that BPM off, that smooth transition of LFO speed that, I don't know, it grabs me in my soul more so than when you hear LFOs jump from, you know, synced, what would you call it? BPMs. All right, moving right. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Tube Tech, right? Look, again. Not on the base one, but on the top one. What is on here? Look, corpus, tube, and it only turns on kind of at the end of the phrases, so that it's not, you know, it kind of like is a woody suffix to the phrase, if you will. You know, let me point it out. Oh, I gotta turn that back on. Whoa, 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 whoa. That little whoa, whoa at the end, that corpus turns on and gives you that woodiness. And it's just it's that tube setting. Tube this, tube that. Tube Tech. You know? I mean, that pretty much sums it up, you know. And then, you know, you've got the end section, which goes back to the wavetable. Goes back to the wavetable thing. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I feel like there's interesting things in here that I'm excited to share, and just the theme of it I thought would be engaging for people who appreciate this kind of music or want to learn different Ableton techniques. You know, granulator. You know, that granular synthesis yields incredible, just new things every single time you mess with it. And this is just one level. So I took a sample, put it in the granulator, that's it. That's like, okay, honestly, that's like one step, right? But now I'm learning, there's so many steps after that to get these really nasty, badass sounds that I'm definitely going to be sharing soon because I'm working on some new stuff. But I hope you enjoyed that. And now, real quick, I just want to show you Excavator. Where's my Excavator? Excavator. Where is it? We got all kinds of exciting stuff. No, don't save that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be doing this. Kicking off these Ableton project shares. I'm doing my best to be concise and not go off on tangents and get off topic here. Man, I ate so much chocolate. I ate a ridiculous amount of chocolate earlier, and I am telling you, I'm like in another world. My head is spinning from all the anandamides, I guess. And I mean, I just am like now coming down to be able to like actually be functional. But holy crap, my head was spinning. I made myself sick. I almost got sick. But I'm feeling better now. I mean, it's a good feeling, but man, it was like almost like a narcotic type feeling. Okay, we've got Excavator here. Now this is extended. This is the one, like it started off with just sort of a short, that like middle section, and then that end section came later. How? Granulator. And how? I put the whole track before the extension into Granulator. I mean, if we just listen to this section here, what's going on here?
We must exterminate.
There it is. I mean, just like a brutal sound. A brutal sound. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It just sounds like a whole junkyard is just being just lifted up and just dropped onto a city. I don't freaking know. But I mean, it's just very, very inspiring sound. But you know, I had a track that I thought was complete. And I knew it needed an extra section. And I was just, I was throwing everything at the wall. And I was like, well, what if, sometimes when you're going through your track and you like hit pause or play, like for example, like, you're like going, like, wait a minute, I feel like I could make like a whole song just out of that. Or, or I mean anywhere. Anywhere in the track. But it's like, okay, well, let's try it, and I did, and I put the whole freaking track into Granulator and found this one little pocket that I liked, and it became a new synth. And so, it's just, I'm excited to share this granular synthesis. Is just very exciting. It yields these really industrial sounding, brutal, powerful sounds that are very inspiring, and I'm continuing the process of figuring out how to push it further by then resampling, bringing, doubling it, doing some extra fancy stuff, putting it into one piece of audio, and then bringing it back into like a simpler or a sampler or the Granulator, and making another mud pie, and then bringing that, and then putting that, doubling that, back and forth, back and forth. The further you push these resampling strings, you'll start finding these little pockets in the pitch envelopes, for example, in the simpler or sampler, that yield gold. I mean, it's like you start finding these little pockets and you're digging for gold and not up your nose. And I mean, real audio gold that just, I don't, I had a lesson with Kyle Cutrugs, and I'm telling you, he showed me his process and where he digs for gold, and I'm telling you, he showed me this sound, and I freaking had a chakra cleansing from just the sound. And I was, I've had my chakras aligned or cleansed or whatever once. And I mean, before that, I thought it was woo-woo stuff. But I'm telling you, it's amazing. You should try it. But I woke up out when the chakra cleansing like snapped or when it clicked, I like burst out of my trance in incredible gut laughter. And it was the similar feeling when I heard that sound. I was like, oh my God, that was the best sound I've heard ever, right? And so it's, it's through this granular synthesis and resampling that you find these really incredible things that you'd never be able to like just make in one step. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll cut it off there. I don't really want to get into the mixing and mastering part because I'm still refining that, and I don't really, I don't want to get into that just yet. But I feel like I just wanted to do a little share and just kick it off with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, follow, like, ask me questions, comment, give me a hard time. Reach out.